Conundrum is a word that means a difficult or an almost impossible situation, a problem that is much like a puzzle. And we all run into conundrums. And I just like that word. I use it a lot. Now, last winter, I found myself in a conundrum. And I was driving my car, and I seen a scruffy looking man riding a bicycle, and he was going along with one hand on the handlebars, but under his other arm he was holding a door, an actual, like a bedroom door, a hallway door, but it was a door. It was really quite impressive to see him in winter riding a bike, holding on with one arm to this big door, and actually moving along. And so, well, James 4:17 says, "For him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, well, to him it is a sin." And so I got to thinking about that, because, that's where the sins of omission, well, that's kind of one of the bases for that kind of sin. Well, I thought, well, I could probably put that door in my trunk and take it where he's going and help him. That would be a good thing to do. And so that all made sense. But then the conundrum hit. And sometimes I overthink things. Maybe I need to think things more. I don't know. But it just hit me. Okay, wait a minute. What if that's not that man's door? I mean, where he's coming from, there's no hardware store down that way. Where did he get a door from? Is that his door? What about this? If I help him and it turns out he stole that door, not only did I help him, I'm now an accessory to a crime. I could be charged. And all these thoughts start coming through my head. So, which way do I need to go to do good? Should I offer to help him, or should I not? And when I run into a conundrum like that, well, I pray. Because I really want to pray for the Lord to give me discernment, for the Lord to guide me. And that's something you learn as you do. And so, well, I prayed about it. And as I was circling around the block, well, it just came to me that, well, right now that man is not having any trouble doing that. And he seems to be navigating well. And by the time I got back around, well, I'd lost sight of him. So I took that, well, and everything give thanks. And I just prayed about the situation and for good to be done. But it was a conundrum. And in life, you're going to deal with those. But what you want to do when you come into something like that is to look for the Lord's guidance, to look for the Lord's help. And sometimes it's not a clear, good or bad, or right or wrong. But I've found that if I seek his answer, his help, and that I ask for his direction, he'll show me what I need to see. He'll show me what I need to know, and he'll help me make the right decision. And I always pray whether he shows me that or not, or whether I understand or not. Regardless of what I think, I pray, Lord, that the Lord would guide me to do what he wants, so that I don't sin against him, but I do exactly what he wants me to do. And he's been good to me in that area. And I would recommend you to do the same. Now, in this situation, well, turns out that man says that, well, he wasn't taking or stealing that door. That door had actually kidnapped him. And the door had attached him to himself because he wanted to ride. And he was making this poor man ride around all over town to give him some fun. But the door finally got wore out. So when he got to his house, while the door was still wore out and sleeping, well, it just so happened he had a door that needed to be replaced. So he put it up there, and now the door still wants him to take him for rides, but he's attached to the doorway, so he can't do that. So it works out good for him. But he says it finds himself into conundrum because now he doesn't know what to do when he's going into an elevator or something like that, and someone says, "Can you hold the door for me?" He doesn't know what to do. Just something to think about.